a network marketer? That was cheesy, wasn't it? Are you a network marketer that wants to really generate higher quality leads? I mean, it's all right getting interest, but if we're trying to sell steak to vegetarians, as I always say, what's the point in loads of, I've got 1 million vegetarians for you that want to look at your steak. Well, what's the point? A lot of wastage there. How are we ever going to make a conversion? The name of the game is quality before quantity. I think a lot of people have that incorrect in our industry. Do you agree? They're just posting and prospecting any old person and wondering why there's so much waste in what they do. So if that's you want to get higher quality leads, I definitely got some observations from my own business where I sponsored over 750 people as a rep and working with many other network marketers as a coach. Some observations I'd love to share with you. I can never guarantee results. I can guarantee I will give you my truth. And at the end, there's a free resource, nothing for sale here, that if you really want to generate higher quality leads, I will give you an additional resource so you can dive into that, perhaps when you have a bit more time. So let's take a look at my notes I've got here off screen and just dive in. I'm a practical guy. We have to look, I've used this example in previous videos, but maybe you've missed that and it's definitely worth repeating. If you and I were to go fishing together and we wanted to catch a certain type of fish, you and I would know that there's a particular area of water and a particular type of bait that we would need to use to attract a certain type of fish. If we want specific fish, we have to be specific with the bait and location, right? Even as someone who doesn't fish, I can grasp the common sense in that. So how come, and you can probably too, so how come right now in our industry, there is lots of smart people trying to generate leads on really low quality platforms with incorrect bait and then wondering why their team is full of low quality, incorrect people? If the majority of your lead generation efforts are on social media, or you're relying heavily on that, and you can do it if you enjoy it, but if you're relying heavily on that, for me, that is not a smart choice as a business owner. Why? No one goes and looks for solutions on social media. They go to waste time, procrastinate, be entertained. They don't want to listen to a message about changing their life, about growing a business, about losing weight, or whatever it is that you provide. They're not there for that. So you're catching some people, all of them in the wrong mentality, and if you're honest, the bait you're probably using isn't really quite right for who you're trying to attract. I want high quality people, Richard, you may say. So how come you're posting and prospecting with a low quality message? Do you think a high quality person wants to hear, this is an easy copy and paste business. We have this simple posting and prospecting system to plug you into, right? So you can make a list of all your friends and family and go through all of that. Are you struggling? Is there more month than money? Are you having difficulties in your life? Problem, right? Low level problems. And then you wonder why with that bait on those platforms, you're attracting the wrong kind of fish. Is a light bulb going on? I know it did for me when I was like, well, yeah, it's like I'm in the sewage and I've got this really manky bait and I'm like, why is only the worst type of fish in here? I'm like, well, kind of like attracts like, Richard. So we've really got to understand that, right? How could you start to get on better platforms? And I'll give you some tips at the end of this. Better platforms where people are already coming to you with a high level of interest, much higher quality people. That brings me on to the next point. We're talking about being in the sewage and all the rest of it. Elevate your personal value. You've got to ask yourself the question when you're prospecting somebody or when you're generating any kind of lead, why you? Why should they sign up with you? If I was your prospect and I said, well, why should I join you? If your only answer is, well, I asked you first, does that really apply anywhere else? Think about in any relationship. If there's two people, both want to go out with you and you really like one and you don't like another, or you see much more value in one than the other, and the other one says, well, I asked you out first, you go, yeah, I don't have to say yes. There's no law. I can pick the person I like the best. So if you're trying to sponsor people or generate leads from people who are higher quality than you because you aren't working on your communication, you're not surrounding yourself with a higher level network than where you are, so you can elevate yourself as opposed to always be at the top. If you're not doing those things by making sure that you're up here, imagine if I came on this video right now and I hadn't bothered to cut my hair and I hadn't bothered to sort of trim my beard a little bit, or I had stains on my t-shirt, or the house was scruffy behind me. What is that really going to pre-frame everything I share with you? Some of you may say, well, I don't care, Richard, I care about the information. But there's a large part of you out there who would be like, I'm not quite sure. Something's not quite right about this guy. And it would be those things. It's like being late. To some people, couldn't care less, 5 minutes late, whatever. To some people, that's disrespectful, and it really shows that they think they're better than you. I know it's their perception, but listen, we are in the people business. So you have to really realize and respect how it is that people will view your actions. So if you're not taking care of your appearance, if you're not working on your skills, if you're not working on your communication, if you're not going all out to take action and be an action taker, someone worthy of being following, and for definite, you're not getting around a higher caliber of person to elevate yourself, you're never going to elevate the quality of leads that you can generate. Do you know what the number one reason why someone will actually have interest in what you do is? It's because they will feel, two things actually. They'll feel that what you have found is also relative to them. It will work for them, offers significant value, and they trust what you're saying. Think about that. Think about that with high quality lead generation. If someone pulls a Ferrari up outside my house right now and says it's yours for $5,000, I'm an ethical guy. I'm not buying that car because I know it's stolen. Doesn't matter what it is, how you're delivering that to me, who you are, I can see that you're not the kind of person that I would want to do business with, and I don't trust you. So it doesn't matter what you tell me about the car, how many miles it's got, one owner, only 1,000 miles. I know that that car is worth 20 times that amount as a minimum. So why are you giving me it for $5,000? You're basically trying to steal $5,000 from me. Police are probably around the corner. So I ain't doing that. I'm just setting myself up to fail. So we've really got to think about that. Is the way that you're approaching people, are they going to trust you? Because if you're yet to generate a significant level of results and you're trying to make out that you have, people see straight through that. I'm part of a multi-gazillion dollar industry. You know, we've got 800 billion reps in here. I know I'm exaggerating here, but we've got all these reps in here. Life is so fantastic. Wow, it's amazing. You know, you've got a fake Gucci watch on in front of a clapped out whatever behind you. Like, why try and be something that you're not? And the leaders do this too. Like, I plenty of leaders where they're struggling in their teams, and okay, you don't want to put that out there, but don't go out there and say, oh, team's on fire, oh, blah, blah, blah. People, time promotes or exposes everything you do. If that's how you are, it's better to actually come to someone like me and learn how to get better results and then be about what you say. Like, truth is always good enough. So if you're stretching your message and you're trying to elevate your personal value artificially, people will see that. You're never going to sponsor anybody who's high quality. You're never going to attract high quality leads. And if you want to get higher and higher and higher quality people, well, you better make sure that you're the one that's elevating your personal value with the things that I just mentioned. Final point that I'll mention, if you do have an outside chance of going 1 or 2 levels above where you're at in terms of lead generation. And what we can do there is we can offer additional value within your offer. So I've given the example before where when I was building a team and I wanted the highest quality leads possible, yes, I went on the platforms where they were. I used better marketing. I elevated my personal value, but this is the cherry on top. Cherry on top, boop, right, it's a cherry sound on top, was me saying, listen, if you are a high value person and you can get at least 50 or 100 people on a webinar, I will deliver the webinar for you. We'll use your link at the end and sign them up, and I'll plug them into my training system so they'll be well trained. All you have to do is bring the numbers. We'll do the marketing, we'll do everything. So now what I did was it alleviated my need for generating leads, because I get people come in. I had the direct seller of the year. I had about 3 or 4 other people come in who were much higher quality than me, and they were like, yeah, I have a network, I have an email list of 5,000 people, I have an email list of 25,000 people, I have an audience follow me on social who are engaged with this many people. Like, I got 50 people who'll do this straight away, you know? So we were able to sign up a lot of people duplication wise. You know, I don't count them in my signups, but you know, we duplicated the team really well with that tactic. So what could you offer high quality people so that they would be wanting to, you know, it would generate the lead? They're like, I like that, yes, I'm interested. Now they're a lead, right? They've raised their hand, given their email or messaged you, they're interested. We've got a high quality lead. So was that useful? Was that helpful? I'll give you a resource. If you want to really know where the best quality leads are, the people who actually convert, I have some very strong opinions on the 4 platforms where you can find them from personal experience. and from teaching many people who are very active in the field. You can find that training for free inside of my Facebook group. So if you go to the link, if you're on YouTube, it's in the top comment. If you listen to the podcast, it's in the description area where you'll see that link there. You can request to join my private Facebook group. There's no cost. And I'll request to join the group. I'll approve you personally. So any questions, or you just want to say hey. I'll message you personally when you join the group just to say hello. It's a standard of mine. I like to try and do that with as many people as possible. And then I will guide you to the guide section where you're going to see 4 high trust lead generation methods that are essential to grow a high performing team. I've got them in there. That video is in there. You can watch it. It's available now. You're able to dive into that. Take plenty of notes. Make you think really differently probably about how you're generating leads right now. And then also, if you have a particular interest on using YouTube to generate high quality leads, to alleviate the posting and prospecting pressures, then again, in that guide section for free, video you can watch immediately. It's a case study on how I went from 0, not even being good on camera, to getting my first 1 million views and sponsoring 750 people. So even just those 2 alone will really move you along in terms of the lead generation quality and numbers that you can do, in my opinion. As I always say, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you have any team members you think would benefit from this, you have a team group, feel free to share this in that Facebook group or the community that you're in. If you think it would help the team, and it's not your group, maybe run it by your upline first. Just shoot them a link to the video. You can use the share button and say, hey, I think what this guy says may help our team, or I think it would be valuable, and then with their permission you could share it. I'm no longer a rep in any network marketing company. I never promote anything in my videos. In my group, no one's allowed to pitch or prospect any network marketing deals. So anytime you recommend me, anytime you come and take a look at me, my programs, my products, my group, there's never any favorites in there. It's always about you doing better where you are, elevating you, elevating your team. It's about focusing in on your results as opposed to giving you distractions that take you elsewhere. So you have my word on that. I'll catch you on the next one. If you're a subscriber, have a fantastic day. I hope this was useful, and bye for now.